Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Ecolinguist live show, your favorite language show on the internet. I think the only show like that on the internet, on YouTube at least. Welcome back to our episode number 8. Can you imagine? This is the episode number 8 of the second season of the show. Thank you for being with me this long. And thank you for all the support of all the Ecolinguist insiders who support me on Patreon and as channel members. Big shout out to you, and also thank you for sweet messages last week under the community tab post. I was sick and I had to cancel the show, but you were very nice about it, so thank you so much. Yeah, by the way, I did want to mention that the community tab on my channel is one of the ways to learn what's happening. So, for example, if for any reason you see that the show was cancelled or you haven't heard from me for a while, you can just go to the Ecolinguist YouTube channel profile. I think you will be able to see it when I press this button. Yes. You can come to this main Ecolinguist YouTube channel page, and there is this community tab here. When you press it, you will be able to see all the messages that I have for you about the current events or what's going on and stuff like that. And if you don't have the notification bell activated on the channel, you may not be getting notifications about the posts. So if you don't want to, if you don't want to get notifications, but you are wondering sometimes what's going on with the channel, you can just come here and have a look, and you may find some up-to-date posts. And by the way, speaking of the community tab, this is the way, last time when we were talking, I was introducing a new format of a challenge. This is a challenge. It's more like some sort of language activity, language fun, which is about me giving you a Polish word and you, as people who haven't studied Polish before, or non-native speakers, trying to tell me how you perceive this word and what do you think it is. And the interface of that challenge wasn't really good. And I found out another way of presenting it through the community tab section. As you see, just before the stream, I published a poll, this time asking you about the Polish word tęsknota. What does tęsknota mean in Polish? So basically, I want you to go to the community tab and vote for what you think it is. But not to ruin the fun. If you are a Polish speaker or you actually know what that means, just go to the last answer, which is I know what it means already, and I just want to see the results, basically, because I understand you want to see the results. So not to pollute the results of the poll, there's an extra option for that. But anyway, let's do it. Let's make it official and let's ask the question of the poll. Now, when you know where to find it, the question is, what does tęsknota mean in Polish? A, is it a fast-paced traditional Polish dance? B, is it a feeling of deep longing or yearning? C, a type of spiced bread served during Christmas? D, a traditional game played during Polish weddings? And F, I know what it means already, and I want to see the results. Yeah, so there is the poll. Please vote in it. And in a while, in some time, we're going to come back to it and have a look. I just realized this is not the ideal way of presenting it again, because you already saw the results, which might kind of skew the way you're going to vote for it. But hopefully, we're still going to have some fun with it. But that's just one kind of a challenge we're going to have on this show, guessing the meanings of Polish words. Other than that, I also have pre-made challenges for Romance, Slavic, Germanic language families mostly, but we also have some challenges in Lithuanian, Estonian, Finnish, and anything else. Latvian also, yes, Latvian and even Latgalian. We have one challenge in Latgalian. So if you are a Latvian speaker or a Lithuanian speaker, and you want to take, you want to test yourself and see how well you understand the Latgalian language, you're welcome to call in. And I see there's lots of regular people calling in today, but I'm going to give a little bit more time for newcomers who just arrived here to this show and are not yet versed in the way of the Ecolinguist, basically. So if you want to call in, you just go to the description box and there is a link there, which I'm going to activate. Yes. So in the past, you were supposed to register, and I decided against it for now. The registrations may come back, but it's for now, just to make it easier for you, if you're a newcomer and you just want to try it out, you can go and directly connect with me with the link that is in the description box. Let me just have a quick look at the chat, what's going on. I think MJ Jotame, you said it was hard to read them on the screen. You're probably referring to the answers in the poll, maybe to the last episode. Basically, the best way would be just to head to the community tab, and you will see it much more clearly there. But let's have a look. Is that visible? Yeah, I think it's big enough for you to read like this also. But anyways, so we've got challenges. And by the way, so last week I was feeling under the weather and couldn't have the stream. And one of the reasons it happened was because I was away in Germany for a conference. It was kind of a conference, kind of just a language influencers meeting. It was called Expolingua. And I'm just curious about what you think about meetups in real life at events like that, like Expolingua or maybe Polyglots Gathering or Polyglot Conference, because I'm thinking about going to the events that are going to be happening next year. What do you think? Would that work in terms of maybe organizing an Ecolinguist meetup on there, or just meeting at the conference and hanging out in the corridors? That's also fine. I'm not sure if you guys are conference goers. I used to go to Polyglot Conference and Langfest events before the pandemic. It was quite fun, but it was before my channel was this popular. So I was there just as a language geek, and I just wanted to hang out and mingle with fellow language nerds. But now I feel like if I would be going, I would probably want to have an event or something that I can run there for you guys. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. Do you actually go to those kind of language events, or it's not worth it? There are some online events as well. I think there is a Polyglot Gathering happening online in March, and then there is a Polyglot Gathering happening in Prague in May, but that's in person. That would require you to travel there. Okay, so you guys say it would be fun. That's good. So we can keep thinking about that and keep talking about that. I will make announcements if that's something that would happen in the future. Yeah, and that's why I got sick, because I was traveling, and all the stress of leaving the house, it's just too much, and I got sick. And also it's the time of the year when, eventually we all going to go down with something for a little bit. Okay, so okay, Fibroides, you say that you're going to be graduating high school in May, so it might not be possible. Well, obviously, there are many more events going to happen at some point this year. So let's have a look out at that. Let's all stay tuned. Let's all stay tuned for what's coming. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to add Magnus, because Magnus haven't been on the show for a while and he's calling in. So let's see. Ideally, in these shows, I would like to cover challenges for all language families, or as many language families as possible. You know, we used to have separate streams for different language families with the season 1, but it was just too much work for me. So I'm trying to keep it as one event, but very diverse in nature, let's say. No, Magnus, you are welcome to join. There is no, I don't have anything against old timers. Absolutely not. I'm always glad I can see you and hang out with you. Just trying to encourage new people to also not to feel shy to call in, and so I like to give some people some, at least some time to join. Okay, so I'm going to add Magnus again. Okay, Magnus, I'm going to have you on the screen now. Hello,
Hello.
Magnus.
Can you?
Welcome back to the show. Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Magnus, yes, you're our
Token Dane.
Danish speaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, the Danish representative. So, how have you been? And give us some updates on your language learning or anything language related that you've been doing since the last time we talked.
Yeah, I've been great. I've been spending a lot of time working on other projects, and I haven't really put a lot of effort into learning new languages. But I have though
Mm-hmm.
taken some Spanish time to do some Spanish training and that kind of stuff.
What do you mean
But
by taking time to do the Spanish training? What exactly
I've
are
just
you doing?
just doing a little bit of Duolingo. I've been joining the Discord channels and trying to speak Spanish with people, and um, yeah, that kind of stuff. Not very serious lately, but yeah,
Just some spontaneous conversation with people you meet online at
it's
random
easy.
times.
Yeah,
Nothing structured or anything like that.
no, no, no.
Okay, good. That's great. So you're calling in, so you probably want to take part in a challenge, right?
It would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a challenge for you, which is a North Frisian challenge.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds very interesting.
provided via the submission form that is linked below. It was provided by Moritz, who was here some time ago,
Great.
last time as well.
Yeah.
But he left a challenge for us to use when he's not around. So
Yes,
we're
I.
going.
That's very interesting. I've always been wanting to do a Frisian one because I feel like. They're a little bit closer to Danish than Dutch, yet still far enough away that yeah, it's a challenge, definitely.
Yes. Uh, it must. Yeah, I have it here on my list. So just give me a second. It needs to be. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so meanwhile, when I'm looking for it, tell us about why you're learning Spanish. in
I
particular?
was in America a while ago, and I got a girlfriend there, and she was learning Spanish. And I thought that sounds interesting. I'd like to try and learn Spanish also, and then we kind of just we did it a little bit together, and yeah, and I just kept on with it, just on a slow thing, because I'm not with her anymore. But yeah, so
But the
that
passion
was
for language remained.
exactly, yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I promised the North Frisian, which is here. But what is the...
Is there any chance I could ask you how many languages that you speak?
How many
Norbert?
languages do I speak?
Because I
This
have a
is an
feeling you.
interesting question, because in English people usually ask like how many languages do you speak, but knowing a language doesn't necessarily mean that you can speak it fluently, for example, right? So
Yeah.
well, so my native language is Polish, then I speak English, and then my third language would be Hungarian, that I'm a bit rusty because I don't practice it, but I still have
Yes.
the understanding of it.
Yeah.
And then Spanish, that I can probably
Because
understand better, and then I can communicate if I have to, like when I'm
I've
forced.
I've been sensing sometimes that you get some of the things that I say in Danish a little bit, and I thought maybe you had also some Germanic languages. I mean, other than English, of
I
course.
studied German in high school for like
Yeah.
a couple of years, but it was like maybe one lesson a week or something like that. So it wasn't really serious. So, but I suppose some vocabulary just stayed with me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. That is so cool. Hungarian.
And Hungarian, yeah. So I did study it, and
It's influenced a lot also by Turkish, right? And Uralic languages as well. And it's right.
it's an Uralic language. Yes, Finno-Ugric. Now they kind of updated the naming convention for the language families, and they started referring to the Uralic languages in general, to broaden it up a little bit. Yeah, so it's a completely different language family. That's why I was attracted to this language so much,
Yes.
because it's a completely different way of thinking and structuring your sentences, but also culturally it's very similar to Poland, let's say, but the way they express things is different. But also it's very interesting how vocabulary is quite similar in terms of the meaning, not necessarily the way it sounds, but the meaning is much more similar to Polish than English vocabulary, for example. It's just
Interesting.
because of the cultural stuff that Hungarian people and Polish people, they were like in the Eastern Bloc, for example, and they had like all the cultures were very similar. So we had similar institutions and stuff like that we would develop vocabulary around. So and there was also a lot of like cultural exchange happening between Poles and Hungarians.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think I found a challenge.
Yeah.
So let's listen to it. System audio is on.
Wat is dit? Het is een ding der manning mensen een keuken ho. Der is oft met en osterön. Sogen der ön hoa länger usbütten. Dit ding moget it worn cool. Dit is een kühlskop.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so what I heard was this is a thing that many people have in their kitchen. It's a thing that you use to cool things. And then I heard the answer in the end. It's a fridge. It was very close to the.
That's for you. That's for me for spoiling the challenge for you, and that's the only North Frisian challenge I had.
But that was a good one. I liked it.
That was a good one.
Um,
So we should really have a look at the text then and see if you're able to translate it into Danish, so we can see like how similar those are. I think this is going to work. Yes.
yeah.
So for everybody who missed it, it's a fridge. How do you say a fridge in Danish?
Køleskab.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's basically, I wonder, is it a Danish loan word in the North Frisian language or the other way around?
Køl is cool, and skab is closet.
Okay, I see.
So cool closet, cooling closet, or
Cooling closet. That makes sense. So let's listen to it again, just so we can kind of get familiar with the way the language is
Var det
pronounced.
stedt? Hat er sådan ding, der manning mennesken en køgenho. Der er oft met en osterøn. Sogen der øn har længere østbøtten. Det ding moget it vorn cool.
ja.
Det er sådan køleskab.
How would that translate into Danish?
Yeah. So hvad er det? Eller hvad er dette? Dette er en ting.
Sorry.
Dette er en ting, som mange mennesker i køkkenet har, eller har i køkkenet. And so the second sentence, I'm a little in doubt about some of the words.
Let's go to the third one first. Let's continue then.
Yes. No, let's just take the first one and see what I got from it.
Okay, so we can actually have a look at the English translation here and compare.
Okay.
To what you understood. Is that how you understood that?
Well, I thought meat was meat.
And it's actually food.
Yes, so that's food. And then I thought dieren, that was like diaries, so milk and that kind of stuff.
Cheese, dairy products.
Yes, but I see that it is, I don't think actually it is, because looking at the second sentence, it looks like Saken dieren how længe usbøten. So I think saken is things.
So maybe ast dieren are drink.
Yes, that could be, and they have a little bit the same thing as in German, where they put capital letters on nouns. So I think ast might be the drinks, and meat is the food. Usbuten. Længe usbuten. So længe, I think, is longer. Hual, I think, is hold. So it holds longer. Us might be outside, maybe. And then the last sentence, this thing makes lidvaren. I think that is the food, cold. And yes, so I'm actually there's some words here that I'm just completely lost with, like hual and diaron and buten.
Buten outside?
Yeah.
Maybe outside, maybe.
I think us might be outside. or out.
Yes. So how would you translate that? Like, how would you translate this English side into Danish?
Hvad er dette? Dette er en ting, mange mennesker har i køkkenet. Der er ofte mad og drikke i det. Ting inden i er ofte koldere end udenfor. Denne ting gør mad koldt. Dette er en køleskab.
Okay, so actually, I see that people just noticed that diarin could be darin in Dutch, or dari, or therein.
Derinde.
So maybe it's just the word order that kind of throws us off right now.
Well, I guess in Danish we could say derinde, which is close to derin, I guess. Der as aftmeet en as derin, derinde. Yeah, derinde. That is derinde på dansk. I was, that threw me off, but that's actually very close to Danish.
And the food, we already know that it's meat, kind of. So maybe ding market. Oh, it makes. So litvaren, cool. So litvaren, maybe it's groceries or this kind of stuff, like produce.
Yes.
So maybe this English translation is a little bit vague for us to kind of be able to decipher the language.
Yeah, I think it doesn't do like a word for word translation, I think. So yeah. Okay, I get it now. Sagen derinde holder længere usbuten. I'm still not sure about usbuten though, like exactly what that means, but yeah. Der er ofte mad og ost. I'm thinking like, but asked, that's drink. I would have never guessed that. I would have thought meat was meat, as in food, or like meat from animals. And asked, I would have thought that was ost, like cheese. But that doesn't
You
make any
said
sense.
teas, like tea and like
Cheese,
herbs.
cheese. Ost in Danish is cheese.
Cheese. Okay. That's it. You see, Johan just said us us German als. Buten.
In Dutch, I think outside. Yeah, all right. Buiten. That is. I don't think there's a cognate for that in Danish. Buiten. So that's probably why I'm lost with that.
Okay, that's interesting. And again, lidvaren is like matvaror Swedish. Does it?
Melvar.
Which is what
Yes.
in Danish?
Yes. Maybe I should try and write like as close a Danish translation of this as I can. I'll send it to you.
And people also say like meat in English used to mean simply food, apparently. And meat reminds me of Norwegian mat, which is food.
Der as aftmeet. Der er ofte mad og was it drikkevarer? Der i. Sagen deren sager der i holder længere end udenfor.
Okay, let me just quickly. Did it disappear or?
Yeah.
No worries.
I'm almost done. I just need
coming back.
Because
Because Charter provided a German translation for this. I'm just trying to figure out how to show it on the screen. Maybe just like this.
all right. Copy, and I'm pasting it to you in the guest chat. Oh, I think it removed the new lines. Damn it.
Let's see. Is that any?
Yeah, it did. So new line there. Yes, there. And denne ting is the D. That one, yes. And then did it add køleskab at the end also. Ja. Så, var til stit, hvad er dette? Dette er en ting, som mange mennesker har i køkkenet. Det er ofte mad og drikke deri. Sager deri holder længere end udenfor. Denne ting gør fødevarer kolde.
For the vere. So there is a little bit of like veren something. So
Yeah,
how do you translate that into English?
Food? Or no, actually, yeah, groceries, maybe, no? Is there an English word for this? Food, fødevarer is a word for all kinds of food.
Fuldever is all kinds of food, produce or
Yeah, so actually I'm not sure if that's what's meant here in... I just guessed from the context that it means both drinks and food. So that's why I wrote fødevarer. And also the Swedish guy wrote fødvaren, I think. What did he write? He wrote madvarer. Madvarer. Which I'm actually in doubt now whether, because it does keep both drinks and food cold. So
I mean, it's interesting. In Hungarian, there is a word legvar, which is like like jams and compotes and stuff, something like that. Like confiture. But maybe it's not related. A nourishment. Oh, maybe nourishment. Yes. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we have that word also.
Is there a word in English for both food and drinks, like digestibles, or I'm not sure if there is one.
Food and drink, nourishment. Probably nourishment is a word that would entail drinks as well, juices, and like this, like carrot juice could be very nourishing.
Yeah. Maybe Translate can give us the answer.
Oh, and Katerina said in German we would say Lebensmittel for food and drinks. Okay, so Liedwaren is actually that. It's nourishment, food, voedingswaren, food goods in English. Okay, something like that.
Yeah, so I just tried Google Translate on fødevarer, and it says food.
Comestibles. Adrian just said. Okay, so groceries is a pretty good guess, I think. Nourishment. I don't think it's a very standard. It's a word commonly used in English in particular. I mean, we probably would just refer to
groceries. It kind of makes sense because it can be both milk and cheese and meat, right?
And maybe milk and juice as well. Drinks. And nourishment is just very formal, I suppose, and you would use it in a context of I don't know, in a scientific context, academic context maybe, or healthcare or something like that. Okay, so that was a good one. It inspired a lot of conversations about about food words, because again, in every language we have a bit different ways of categorizing everyday use items, but food is just essential thing of every person's life. So it's interesting that in different cultures, and so this English translation is a little bit misleading here.
Yeah, I was looking at the Dutch, or sorry, the Frisian when I was translating, because I was trying to match the words. Some of these things I wrote in Danish isn't exactly how I would say it in Danish. I just, for example, sager der I holder længere end udenfor. I might not say that in Danish, but it was because in Frisian it says Saken daarom hou længere aus Buden, which so daarin, daaron, or daarun, I translated that to der I in Danish, which I think is a cognate for that. And I completely missed it. Like when I heard it and when I read it, I didn't even see it because they use an ø for inside. Øn. I guess that makes sense actually.
Yeah, it's in the kitchen. Kuchen ha.
Oh.
Yes, so the word order was a little bit maybe misleading here, throwing us off because of this diarun that for some reason we yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there. Yeah, good. So we got this. We got this one. So Magnus, thank you very much for this
Thank
one.
you for letting me do.
So we have the Germanic languages covered for today's show,
Oh.
and we're going to try to take some more calls. And I see there is some Romance languages speakers and Slavic languages speakers. So Magnus, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for coming in.
Adios, Norbert.
Adios. Good luck with your Spanish.
Gracias.
And stay tuned because we're going to have another challenge. And maybe from Lucas this time. Lucas? Another session is already active. Lucas, I think you have to try to call again because it just says says to me that there is kind of an error, but there are like multiple connections going on at the same time from this account, kind of. Another session is already active. Oh, my software is acting up. So let's give it a break. And Lucas, you can stay on the line. But meanwhile, I'll try to add someone else. But I can't. Oops. Oh, I know what happened. So all you guys who called using the old link, not the link in the in the description box, there is a link. So you actually have to use that link to connect. If using an old link that you called me when you were registered, it's a different link. That's why I probably can't add you in. We have Sophia calling in. Let's see. Okay, with Sophia it worked. Sophia, I'm going to add you, okay, in a second. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Sophia. How are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Netherlands, and I speak Dutch, of course, and English, German, French, a little Italian, some Russian and Polish words, but I understood some things about the Danish. just
You
a
did
while
understand
ago.
some Danish. Okay.
Ah,
Okay. That's a good
the
one.
lenge, maybe that was longer keepable. It remains longer healthy if you put it in the refrigerator, those kind of things.
Yes. So actually, because you speak a Germanic language, what kind of challenge would you like to? Because you also speak some Romance languages, right? You speak a Romance language. You
I
mentioned
understand it.
Italian.
I don't speak it much.
You understand some Italian, right?
Oui? Yeah, sì.
Italian, okay.
Io parlei un poco italiano.
Un poco Italiano. Okay, that's good. So that could be a good challenge for you, because for the Germanic ones, I don't really have a challenge for you, because I have a lot of Dutch challenges for people who are interested in testing themselves with Dutch. But I could have an Italian challenge for you, or we could try another Romance language. What do you think?
Italian. I rather have Italian, yeah.
You rather have Italian. Okay, that's good. So let me just see. I see Lucas is also calling in. So because it's a Romance language, I would like to add one more person, so you both can do the challenge at the same time. So I'm going to add Lucas this time. Lucas, you're going to join us. Let me just switch. Oh, where is this? Ideally, Sophia, if you could have the. Okay, Lucas, you're here.
Yes. Hello, guys.
Okay, Lucas, welcome to the show. Let me just reset some things here. Sophia, we can't see. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, if you just keep it like this, that would be perfect. So here we've got Sophia and we've got Lucas. Lucas, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Lucas.
Just a quick introduction. So we have Sophia from the Netherlands, and we're going to do the Italian challenge. Lucas, what's your experience with Italian?
A little bit of Duolingo, I guess. That's all.
Okay, so you did study Italian. Okay, so actually the word that I have prepared for you is quite challenging, because you will be trying to not only guess the meaning of the Italian word, but also maybe guess the Italian word itself. If you studied it before, you may actually know it. Let me just, for some reason, guest is in the green room. I have to return you. I don't know what's going on. Sophia just disappeared. I don't know. Sophia, are you there? Sophia just disappeared. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. So let's add Lucas here. Sophia got disconnected, unfortunately. So Lucas,
yes,
here
sir.
you are. We're going to wait for Sophia if she's able to get in. But Lucas, tell us, what have you been doing with your language journey since the last time we talked? People probably remember you calling in the previous season.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while, right? Like since the last time I appeared here. But like I said, like I did some Duolingo on Italian because I was very much into Italian YouTube, because I think it's fantastic what these guys do. It's just funny, in a twisted way, kind of. And that's basically it, honestly. Like I haven't dedicated myself very much to it because I was busy with other side projects.
Okay, that's good. So I have a challenge for you in Italian then.
Okay.
Let me just quickly check it.
Yeah, Bjorn, you're right. I was in the Ecolinguist video of the Galician and also another one of the what was the language? It was
You were on maybe Ligurian. Was it Ligurian or
no, it wasn't Ligurian. It was the Portuguese, but it was Galego. Galego, yes.
That's the Galician. Yeah, Gallego is the Galician,
Yeah,
and you also were.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yes, I'm sorry.
You were also in the video, which is let me Abruzzese, I
Trentino,
think.
Trentino.
Oh, Trentino.
Yes. Yes,
Trentino,
yes.
Trentino dialect of the Venetian language. So great. So you're back on the show, and you're going to do the Italian challenge this time. So let's do it. Let's listen to it.
Cos'è? Si tratta di un'imbarcazione da diporto, ovvero usata per viaggi di piacere. Può essere a vela o a motore, di dimensioni grandi o medie. Solitamente è dotato di varie comodità ed è considerato un lusso possederne uno. I più grandi fanno viaggi anche lunghi per raggiungere i luoghi di vacanza e si può anche noleggiare se non se ne possiede uno.
Okay, so the last phrase I didn't catch. I didn't get anything from it, but beforehand, like I heard that it's like some sort of a vehicle. He didn't use that word, but it works. So also he has a sail. Apparently, uma vela in Portuguese, it's the same word, vela. So that throws me directly to the sea. It's a type of boat, right? And then he said at some point that it's a luxo, which similar to a word luxo in Portuguese, which is luxury. So that takes me to a different level of boat. So maybe a yacht, like a yacht in Portuguese. It would be, my guess. Like this.
That is correct. That is correct.
Oh boy.
You got it. You got it, Lucas. Do you possibly know how this word is pronounced in Italian?
I would guess yate, así como, like.
Let's listen to the answer then.
Questo è un palfilo.
Whoa! Can you?
È un palfilo.
Wow! I would like if you just showed me the word, I would never guess it. I would like each. Panfilo.
Panfilo.
Wow! So different.
So different. Yes. So, in Eliate in Spanish apparently. So Katerina got it right. Brian got it right. Igor was very close with the boat. Celox in Latin. Interesting.
Yeah, the only thing that took me to yacht, it says somewhere, hold on, it's ed è considerato un lusso. Because of that word specifically, lusso, it's similar to luxo in Portuguese, but in Portuguese with the X, luxo, like that. And
could you type it into the actual chat of the show so I can just display it?
Oh yeah, sure. So the word luxo, it's in Portuguese luxo, which means luxury, right? So when he says it has a sail, a vela, it took me to the boat, and then luxo took me to the yacht, like very.
Okay, that's interesting. Would you like to try to translate that into Portuguese?
Oh yeah, sure. So should I write it or just?
Just try to translate it from what you see here. Just before you do it, let me just open another window so I can help you out if you need if you won't be able to tell some words. I'm going to be looking at the English translation. Okay, let's try that. Okay, this didn't work, but no worries. I'm going to change this to, suppose this. No, I didn't want to change it to this. I wanted to change it to this. Okay, so now you can try to translate that into
Okay,
Portuguese.
so it starts with a question, right? Que coisa é essa? Se trata de uma embarcação de porto. Parece que ele está falando que é de porto, ou seja, like from I forgot the word in English.
The
Guys, help me
Porto,
out.
is it sport?
Porto. Yeah, like the harbor, like that's the kind of thing that reminds me of. Então, de porto, uma embarcação de porto, from a harbor.
It's interesting because in the translation I see that this is a pleasure craft. Pleasure craft?
Oh no, that's afterwards. It says usata per viagem di piacere, usada para uma viagem de lazer, para prazer, para lazer.
So, but that's translated as used for leisure trips.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So diporto, it's translated as
just pleasure craft. What is diporto in Italian? Let's see if there are comments.
It sounds like sport. Yeah, desportivo. Yeah, it's sport, like kind of thing. Yes.
Exactly. So maybe it is. Yeah. So basically, it's probably.
I get it. I understand where it comes from. Yeah. Okay. So é uma embarcação de lazer, de desporte, também sendo usada para viagem a lazer. Pode ser a vela ou a motor, de dimensões grandes ou médias. É dotado, ou seja, possui uma série de cômodos e é considerado um luxo ter um desse, né? Ter um objeto desse. E più grande, acho que esse e più grande, eu acho que I think it means like it goes like this. É maior e pode fazer viagens mais longas. Yeah, and then I can understand raggiungere, and then luoghi di vacanza, viagem de férias, like vacation trip.
Vacation destinations.
Ok. Se pode também noleggiare, I don't know what that means. The fourth word of the...
Sono viaggi anche lunghi per viaggiare.
No,
to reach. Long trips to reach vacation destinations.
Yeah, and then below it, si può anche noleggiare. Noleggiare. What does that mean?
It can also be rented.
Wow, I would never guess that. Você pode alugar. Wow, I would never guess that, guys.
Yeah, alugar.
Wow. Okay, so noleggiare in Portuguese would be alugar, like this. E você pode alugar se você não possuir você pode alugar. That would be the translation.
So there is a connection there. You just need to like stretch your mind a little bit.
Oh yes, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. Yes. But like there's more things to understand that things that I don't understand. Definitely.
Yes, so it's
Yes.
Panfilo. Panfilo, that's the yak.
Yeah, that's a word to remember because it really doesn't ring any bells.
Yes. Okay. So that was a good one, the Italian challenge. I hope Sophia was able to follow along in the chat.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So that was great. This was an Italian challenge. So we just covered the Roman language family, thanks to you, Lucas.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
No,
before the end of the show, I would like to take up one more call. Hopefully, the person speaking a Slavic language. Yep. And yeah, so thank you so much, Lucas. It's always a pleasure having
Thank
you on
you.
the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for calling in, and have a great evening or the rest of the day in Brazil.
Yeah. You guys have a great night. Enjoy it.
Thanks. And we're going to take up one more person, one more call today. It's going to be Ildar. Hopefully he's available. Yes, Ildar, so I'm adding you into the call. Paweł Wierzba, you want to do the Slovak challenge next. Do I have Slovak? Oh yes, I do have Slovak. Well, Paweł, you're welcome to call in if you want to take part in a Slovak challenge. There is a Slovak challenge waiting for you here. I'm trying to add Ildar. It's not working for some reason. I'm going to give some time, maybe for a speaker of a Slavic language to call in if there are any people interested. The link is in the description box. Just click and go, basically. But I wanted to check. Meanwhile, guys, let's have a look at our poll, the Polish language poll, which is not showing properly again. I think that's the way. Yes, so those are the results of the poll. Let's see. So majority of you just said that the Polish word tęsknota means a feeling of deep longing or yearning. 54% of people voted for it, which is very interesting. I wonder, how did you reach that conclusion? Because this is correct. This is correct. Tęsknota is a feeling of deep longing or yearning. And of course, I see that there were some Polish people or people learning Polish that already knew that word. A type of spiced bread served during Christmas. That was another most popular answer. Just 12%. So I don't know. You maybe you guys have like a natural feel for Polish if you can recognize unknown words so easily. You have natural knack for Polish, possibly. It's not a type of spiced bread served during Christmas. I know the Christmas is coming, so maybe that kind of influenced your train of thought. Hedwig just said that just a feeling. I had no actual clue, really. Okay. Brian says, I noticed the suffix ota, an abstract, and guessed. Okay, ota, yes, possibly, but it could also be possibly a traditional game played during Polish weddings, ending with ota. Do we actually have a word that ends with ota and is referring to a non-abstract word? Well, Lucas just says that he could totally eat a tęsknota. People usually drink it, though. I think if they want to do anything to it, they would drink it, drink over it, drink all over it, I suppose. What exactly is Christmas bread? There isn't really a particular Polish bread that we eat for Christmas. It's just a regular bread. Oh, no, there is, but we call it opłatek. Let me put it down. Opłatek. It just doesn't look like a. It just doesn't look like a bread, and we don't really associate it with. I personally don't associate it with bread, but technically it is kind of bread that people. This is like a piece of flat edible made of flour piece of bread like something that looks like a piece of paper but it's very hard and you can break it, so you kind of share the bread with people when you are wishing them Merry Christmas. Actually in German they also have that, Oblate. That's interesting. Riley, I've heard of Christmas cookies but not bread. Okay, that's Christmas cookies. It's more popular in England, in the UK, maybe in America. Christmas cookies. We have pierniki. Piernik, which is like a honey. Piernik is a honey. Cookie, something like that. I'm not sure how to translate that, but they're really good. They're really good. Yeah. So that's what Paweł was mentioning. Piernik or pierniczki. It sounds like melancholy. Okay, so maybe tęsknota. Melancholy is not exactly tęsknota. Tęsknota is more of a. It's more related to nostalgia, possibly, in English. But we also have the word nostalgia in Polish. But tęsknota is just this deep longing or yearning. That's the meaning of it. Okay, so that's great. You're great at understanding Polish. Oh, saudade. That's tęsknota in Portuguese, apparently. Yeah, I've heard about this word before. So I think it's also a very particular thing that exists in Portuguese, and it might not be 100% equivalent to tęsknota. Anderson says oblat is Swedish is the bread at the Holy Communion in church. Yes, so it's kind of related to that. It's made of the same thing. It just has a different shape. Okay, so guys, I think I will not be taking up any more calls, but I'm really glad that this challenge worked. So, by the way, if you're interested in learning Polish, there is a new channel that I'm going to be launching very soon. You can go and subscribe to it. It's called Polish Language Hub. Polish Language Hub. I published some shorts there, but I'm actually going to dedicate some more time and effort for creating a similar show like that, but for people learning Polish. So if you don't want to miss on that, just go and subscribe to that channel, Polish Language Hub. But yeah, so I think that's going to be all for today. I would like to wish you a nice evening. I will see you next week, as usual, the same time, unless I really get sick again, but hopefully not. I hope you are going to be happy and healthy till then. And if you would like to participate, you can prepare yourself, prepare a challenge. If you can't participate, but you have an idea for a challenge, there is a link in the description. Just go to my website and submit a challenge there. There is all kinds of instructions there. So you're welcome to contribute this way. Thank you very much. Have a good evening and see you next week. Bye-bye.